What's up, folks? BillyGoat. And, the very industry that I call my home, the one that I make my money from, the one that I grew to love and found it as my passion, I also find it as to be the biggest scam in all of the world, in all of the lands. It is the biggest fraud, the biggest scam, the biggest everything. Why? Why is the fitness industry the biggest scam? I mean, there's banking industry, there's the medical industry, but the fitness industry? It's the biggest scam? I could ramble on about this for hours, like literally hours. How is the fitness industry the biggest scam? Blah, 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 blah. And I could go on for literally hours. But I'm going to try to wrap it up. I'm going to try to keep it as sweet and short as I possibly can. But what's my biggest problem? My biggest problem ever. It's probably going to be how misleading it is. How misleading. Because that body of your dreams, the pinnacle of the pinnacles, those guys who keep the under 10%, who are vascular, who got six packs, who got striations, who, you inspire to be like, I hate to tell you, it's really hard to achieve that. And almost unrealistic. If those are your goals, take them, wind them back by about 2 or 3. Because I talk about this in the vlogs all the time. And the past week we have talked about this a lot. But little wins. If you don't get those little wins, you're never going to succeed. But number 2, those folks who are like the pinnacle of the pinnacle, who are as lean as they possibly can, they're all on steroids. Simple as that. They're all on steroids. Every one of them. 90% of them. There's very few of them who are not on steroids. I'm not saying to be under 10%, you have got to be on steroids. It's not. It's not the case. But most of them are. You don't think that, your job is to look good, perform good, and do good, you're not going to take steroids? I mean, I won't. But you don't think most people would? You know? And not to mention, it's like everything that they have is riding on the way they look. And most people, characters aren't that great. You know what I mean? And not to mention, they train all day, every day. Like 24/7. 24/7, they're training. And to get to be the peak of the peak of the peak, the pinnacle, the Chris Bumstead, it's going to take some PD abuse. And it's going to take a lot of hard work. More hard work than most people have time to do. I do believe that 2 hours a day, an hour a day, 30 minutes of cardio 5 times a week, and full body exercise maybe 3 times a week, lifts, go a long ways. And can start getting you to the body of your dreams, which will then make you want to work out more and more and more. But I do believe that, I work out. Y'all watch the vlogs. I made the vlogs so y'all can see exactly what people who have a 6-pack and are able to keep it year-round eat, do. And, I'm not saying that I eat perfect. Not saying that at all. But I am saying that, I work out a lot so that I can stay around the weight that I am, so that I'm not getting too heavy, so that I'm not gaining too much fat, so that I stay within a certain amount of body fat percentage, so that I'm also not tipping the scale too far, so that when I do have to cut weight for a fight, or a competition, it's not going to end up killing me, you know what I mean? And it's just so misleading. Every one of those folks who are up there at the pinnacle are on steroids, and they'll never tell you. The Rock will never tell you, hey man, I'm on steroids. Alex Eubanks probably never say, hey bro, I'm on steroids. You want to be like Sam Sulek? It's going to take a lot of PEDs. You know what I mean? You get what I mean? So, it's very misleading. So misleading that, it almost irritates me. Because, one, let people know, hey, you can work as hard as you want. You can. And I want you to try to strive to look like me. But it's probably not going to happen. You work a 9-to-5 job. You work 8 hours a day. You sit at a desk. You think you're gonna look like me? No, I'm going all day. It's virtually impossible. Not to mention, I don't ever miss a day. Like, ever miss a day. So, how are you gonna look like one of those premier, peak level performance people if you don't have the time that they do to do it? It's very misleading, you know? I'm not saying that you can't get to the body of your dreams. It's just a lot more work than people make it out to be. And that kind of brings us into topic number 2, is what happened to hard work? What happened to just hard work and dedication? Calories in versus calories out. The only scientific way to actually lose body fat. The only way that you can actually lose body fat, biologically speaking, because calories are the fuel for your body, and, well, how do you... What is fat? What's fat? It's an overconsumption of calories. It's stored fuel. However you want to look at it, it's stored calories. Calories in versus calories out. I don't know what happened to that, but fad diets, fad exercise, hit cardio. Hit cardio is great. If you're an elite athlete, if you're trying to get in great shape for a fight, great, do hit cardio all day long. But some steady state cardio, hopping on the treadmill, and being able to just barely hold a conversation. Zone 2 cardio, zone 3 cardio, somewhere around there. Getting on there and pushing yourself hard. What happened to that? Everyone wants, like, to come up with some revolutionary idea. There's nothing revolutionary in the fitness industry. I'm sorry. It's work hard, eat right, recover right. Those are your 3 keys. If you can do those 3 things, then you're going to be great. You're going to get to the body of your dreams. But it's going to take a lot of hard work, which goes back to point number 1. It's very misleading. Very misleading. To the point of, like, well, it'll even make the fitness industry mad. Workers of the fitness industry. And if there was no fitness industry, well, I would be jobless. Absolutely jobless. If there was no one who needed a push, then I'd be jobless. If there was no one who needed to understand that calories in versus calories out is a thing, I'd be jobless. So you don't need fad diets to make money. I'm just telling y'all. I mean, you're not going to be like filthy rich because you're not selling some lie to someone, but you don't need it. There's people out there who still think that calories in versus calories out is a foreign language. Doing 30 minutes of cardio 5 times a week and going and lifting weights is just... it's a foreign language. It's a foreign concept to them. But there are people out there like that still. There are. And then finally, and I had to write these things down because if I wouldn't have, well, I would have been yapping for hours. Number 3 is there's a whole lot of preaching and not a lot of doing. Like, all these people tell you, I work out in a commercial gym still, so I know this. I see the trainers all the time. They'll tell you to work out. They'll stand there with their clipboard. But, bro, you're out of shape. Why are you teaching these people to be in shape when you can't even get in shape yourself? And that's your freaking job. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, that's really irritating to me. Because with it being my passion, I live the passion. You know? Like, if you're part of the fitness industry, you should freaking live it. And you should live it through everything you do. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a little loving barbecue every now and then, a little cheat meal that you enjoy. But I don't even like to think of it as a cheat meal. It's just I wanted to fuel my body with some barbecue, and I have worked out enough to where I could fill my body with some barbecue. You know what I mean? That's one of my what do I call it? Bad foods that I love. That's all I can really call it. My indulgence, that's the word. That's the word. That's one of my indulgence cravings is barbecue, ice cream, milkshakes. But, like, if you watch the vlogs, you'll see that I'm allowed to do that because I train so much. But if I step on the scale and I'm overweight, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start cutting my calories back a little bit. It just is what it is. It's just part of life. But I do like to eat healthy because it makes me feel good. You know? I do like to stay under 10% because if I don't then how can I get any of these people to trust me? Like, you're going to trust me? But then you might think I'm misleading you, and I'm trying to give you some fraudulent diet and some fraudulent exercise to make me filthy rich. Even though, like, most people in the fitness industry are not filthy rich. Just saying, it's not an easy job. You gotta much more than just training people in the fitness industry. You get it? Like, you gotta keep your body into shape yourself. Show people what you can do with your body so that they want to go to you and pull that knowledge out of you. You know what I mean? They want to learn from you. It's like, would you want a math teacher who doesn't know what 2 plus 2 is? No. What kind of math teacher would they be? Doesn't even make sense. So, those are the reasons why I really think my industry may be the biggest fraudulent industry ever. Because while, no, you don't need anyone to go and tell you to go work hard in the gym, you may need someone to motivate you and push you in that right direction, and then make sure that they're telling you the right things and that they're not going to get you hurt or not going to waste your time and take your money. Because those people that you see who don't do as they preach, well, they keep their clients around for years and years and years and years and years. You know what I mean? Or don't preach the right things. They'll keep their clients around for years. And their clients will never improve. Their clients will never lose weight. Their clients will never get in better shape. They'll never get stronger. They'll never hit any kind of goal. So, choose your trainers wisely. Don't get misled. And stay away from fad diets. Got it? And fad exercises. Misled via those. And misled by the media and the internet. And your favorite actor, actress, your favorite TikToker, your favorite Instagrammer, YouTuber. 90% of them, they're on some kind of steroid. I hate to break it to you, but they'll never tell you that. But that's what BillyGoat's here for, right? I'm here to tell y'all, my industry, it's a fraud. I love the industry. I love the fitness industry. But it's my passion. It's my love. Fitness is it. It's kind of all I got. Fitness and Jesus Christ and my pups and my Mustang. Of course, my girlfriend. But mainly the fitness industry. It's where I found myself. So the fact that it's so fraudulent really hurts. Kind of makes me mad. Kind of irritates me. But there's nothing I can do about it. No, I'm not going to be able to go into the gym and grab one of the trainers. But listen here, you better stop doing that. You better stop making your people do hit cardio. You make them do hit cardio again, and they're not an athlete, and they're not trying to get in shape for anything other than trying to lose weight. I'm gonna, No point of all that. What am I gonna, that's not gonna get me anywhere. Get me nowhere. But educating as many people as I can. Hopefully this video reaches you, and you realize you just need to go work a bit harder. If you need that motivation from a trainer, get the motivation from a trainer. But make sure the trainer has a good track record. And speaks for himself, if you know what I mean. With that being said, folks, BillyGoat flippin' loves you.